Here we go. All right, this is a new recording. So, introduction. I'm Eric. This is Katrina. This is my wife of, at the time of this recording, about 5.5 years, almost 6 years married.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy. Yeah, we are doing the Q&A facilitating today. So if you're here, thank you for being here. If you're watching later, thank you for watching. And make sure that we'd love to connect in the school app or on WhatsApp um, or on Facebook. Find us wherever. And yeah, good to be here. So uh, let's see. Nathan, so what's going on in your life? You're on. Um, what you want to kick us off with? You got some questions? We thought we have a few things we thought maybe we'd share a little bit, but um, yeah, do you guys have?
we want to get your questions if you have questions.
What are you working on that we can support you in, other than business? I can support you there too, but
send me about $50,000.
okay, all right.
That'd be great. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really have any questions that I can think of at the moment.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thank you. Stephen or Diane, did you have anything to share? Did you want to check in a little bit? Let's see, what are you gonna? Where's that thing that you were gonna say?
Go up a little bit.
Oh, Stephen's gonna take. He would take some money as well.
Wouldn't we all?
That's what we're doing. All right, so Diane, that's cool. That's funny. So Katrina had something that she was going to talk a little bit about, though. How did we get the 50,000? Maybe that's what we need to talk about. And
as Eric just shared a picture on the community announcements. And I talked about this a little bit on the ladies' call too. But I shared this picture before. But it's been something I've been really kind of thinking a lot about the last while. And it's a caterpillar dining, having wine with a butterfly. And the caterpillar says to the butterfly, "You've changed a lot. What did it take?" And the butterfly says, "Decisions." And yeah, I've just been kind of thinking about that a lot because I guess it hit home a little bit. And it's like, we want this and we want that. But how do we get it? How do we get what we want?
Decide, then commit to it.
So, anyway, I think I don't know how much you want me to go into it.
Go for it.
I think that the picture actually includes a lot. So obviously we have to, if we want something, we're going to have to decide and then take action on it. And I think the picture there shows a caterpillar asking the questions. And a caterpillar is, kind of ugly. And he's asking the butterfly that's beautiful and fully mature, this question. And
how did you get to the 50,000?
Yeah, how did you get to the butterfly? How did you get to the 50,000? But if you think about the process that a butterfly takes to get to a caterpillar takes to get to a butterfly, it's pretty amazing. But the caterpillar wraps itself up into a cocoon and pretty much dies. I don't even know what all happens inside that cocoon. I've never really studied into it, but it does some changes. And then after a time, a season, it will break out and it will be a butterfly. But in that cocoon is a time of it's kind of dead. It's kind of in there all dark. It's a lot of, in a sense, I think of it, to me, it's like it's a lot of pain or a lot of hard things happening to the caterpillar in that time. And so I think that's something that's been like, in anything that we want, it's going to be hard. Probably. It's probably going to take some hard work, and you're going to have some resistance, and it's not going to just land on your lap miraculously.
But even talk about the why, like, why is it hard? Well, that's helpful to me.
Well, true.
Why is it hard? Well, if it was, maybe, I don't know necessarily maybe why it's hard per se, but if it was easy, we would already have done it.
Mm-hmm.
We would already have it. So we all get our lot in life. Some that could be perceived as better than others.
Yeah.
And we get to choose what we do with it.
Yeah. I think that's
I think
kind of what I've been doing.
I think the hardest part is trusting the process between. I think that's the hardest.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part.
Well, in a sense, it's also releasing control.
Right. There's a lot to do with trust.
The trust, yeah. Trusting the process. To get
trusting
to where
the people that want to take you there, like that. For me personally, trusting the people that are around me, not just this community, but including this community, but not just this community, but the people around me that I've surrounded myself with, trusting the process of even them being able to help move me in that direction of where I want to go and who I want to become.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, the transformation is the road is trust.
Yeah.
Or the key. Maybe that's a better way to term it. That's the key or the grease that turns the wheels or lets the wheels turn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Trust in the flow, trust in the process, trust in the people that
are helping you get to where you want to go.
So the faster I'm able to trust and the deeper I'm able to trust, the faster I'm able to go. And then, we come around with all our stuff of what ifs and, what if we can't and what if it doesn't work and all this stuff. That's where I get stuck for sure is all of the mental, all of the what ifs and the connecting the dots, and that's both my gift and my curse sometimes. Mm-hmm. I get stuck in that. But then it all comes, so trust, and it comes back to decide. Again, it's a decision.
It is a decision, and it's a mental decision of making up our mind and then acting on it and doing it, and
choosing to trust the process.
And choosing to just take the next step when we know it's the right step to take. even if we don't understand the whole dynamics around it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's something I've been kind of thinking about a lot, and been kind of pushing into.
Well, what does trust look like? Do you want to say something? What does trust look like to you?
Well, I guess that's something else that I kind of been on a thing this summer, especially, or this spring. I've been reading a book, Releasing Control. It's amazing how much I've found out that I try to control situations. it shows up in in every little thing. Control, relationships, control things in my house or my home, control things in, even I try to control God sometimes. Like, it's like, no, you don't know what you're doing. I think I can do this better. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Who's
Yep.
who's got my breath in, who's got my life. And anyway, but it's just totally like, I think so mentally, but when I think of trust, it's opening my hands up and just like, okay, here you go. I don't got, I'm not trying to do something. I'm just opening my hands up and saying, okay, I'll trust you. That's my kind of my thing.
And when you can bring that into relationships and the energy you bring into business, you businessmen, and into relationships, men and ladies do business, but in business, in family, in marriage, wherever you are with people, you'll find it's interesting. The more you trust, the more people will trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And you become trustworthy.
Yeah. And I even found that to be, this is a little story to show that, but so we moved into this community to Montana, and I had not been part of a church or a community for quite a few years, 4 or 5 years. And I had kind of been a little bit burnt from some of my previous churches that I was part of. How it controlled me. And I was ready to join a community, but I didn't realize. So when we moved here, all of a sudden I was like all being part of a church again, and people would ask me to go, help out to do things, or, hey, can you make this, or can you serve in this way? And it just all of a sudden started triggering me. I was like, I'm not sure about this. And even just talking to the ladies at church and making friends again, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, they just want to use me. Like, that was my mentality. And I all of a sudden got kind of triggered about that whole thing. And I all of a sudden realized what was happening is I was scared to be authentic and vulnerable. And so I was shutting down and kind of controlling the situation with because I was scared. I was scared what would, and all of a sudden the ladies at church just kind of stopped talking to me. I was just like, I can't even make friends really. Like, what's happening with them? And I just felt kind of alone. And then all of a sudden God was like, you're trying to control, and you got to release this control and just be yourself, be authentic, be real. And as soon as I started doing that, it was a energy shift in the atmosphere. But all of a sudden it was like, all the ladies were friendly. Like, I could talk to them, and we were like laughing and having good conversations and relationships. And so what point was I going to make with that? But trusting, just allowing myself to open up and be vulnerable, and just trust them, and trust God that He knows what He's doing. It all of a sudden shifted a bunch of things, and it wasn't that that closed, lonely feeling. It was an openness, and there was I could have friends, and I could connect with them, and I could talk to them about things because there was an openness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Anyway.
Yep, there's a lot to talk. There's that even goes, yeah, and then it goes into the, the decision?
Well, yeah, I had to decide. I mean, I could have just stayed closed because of all my past hurts and past things that happened to me, and been like, well, this might happen again. But I had to decide to take the risk.
That was the point. That was what I was going to say then too. Is so many of us have come from backgrounds that are such high control. It's all about power dynamics and other people telling us how to live life, and it's all fear based, and that's like put on us. And then when we come into that's even the discovery of community and how that works in a trust and love based in a trust based community. Sometimes we have those things and it feels a lot the same. It's like, our perception is that it's the same spirit or the same mentality behind it that in our old fear based programs that we've been operating in.
Yeah, because we often believe from what our past experiences have told us.
So then the challenge is, okay, how can we create a different story? How can we move into a deep level of trust where we can flow together as a couple, as with a community or wherever we, whatever contact we have with people? How can we just lean into that and choose to, change the story? Because we are no longer in the old. We have broken free from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at, is the discovery of what that looks like. The discovery of trusting, creating the new story at a whole different level, where we're not. It's one thing to tag along. It's another thing to be out front, even being a facilitator of these types of things. It's a whole new level of trust, whole new level of growth that happens, that we'd have to decide and commit to it. Decide and act on it, basically.
Yeah. Decide and
we
take
decide
action.
And then we prove that we've decided by acting on it. And we prove that we're committed to our decision by acting on it.
Yeah.
And then we repeat that and create a life that we want to live.
Yeah. Or yeah, it helps us to create what we want.
Yep. Does anyone, let's see. Diane, you or Nathan have any, or yeah, do any of you have any other questions? Anything you working on? Does that bring up any questions on your side, what we were just talking about? Do you have any thoughts on that? Hi, Diane.
Hi. I actually have to
you.
go in here just a little bit, but I thought I'd pop on and share.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I am, my daughter is going to be a flower girl in my brother's wedding, so we're going to go try on wedding dresses. So,
oh, fun.
I mean, flower girl dresses. So,
yes.
Anyway, it was just interesting that you shared that, Katrina, because that's actually something I'm really kind of struggling with myself in where I go to church, is to connect with people again. I did ask if they have I thought, well, maybe I could asked to join a small group just to get to know people, because I enjoy smaller groups more than I do big crowds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just, I guess, something for me to, I'm just glad you shared, because it gives me something to, I guess, process and look at a little bit closer. Like, well, what am I doing? Who am I in these situations? So.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you are, but it is something I think helpful to like take a look at ourselves. Like, so where are we? Or like, even for myself, I find that even I can be judging. Like maybe I'm even judgmental about something, and that's closing the doors. Like in a energy, like it's not like I say anything. It's not like I even look a certain way, but it's that energy that's being put out from me to them. And it's amazing once I start to like just release that stuff. It's like, oh, these people are really friendly. Like, why wasn't this happening before? So yeah, at least that's my experience.
Maybe they chose to. There is something when you open up.
Yeah.
When you have that open energy, it helps other people trust you as well.
And also choosing to be authentic and like actually share from your heart. Like that's something that a lot of people find hard to do. But when I press in and I'm like vulnerable and be like, okay, I can share some things that I'm working through and be vulnerable, it helps them to like also be like open up their hearts and be like, oh, this person's normal too, like struggling with some of the same things that I'm struggling with. And then then you can connect. So
yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Well, I hope.
Well, I gotta go ahead.
I hope you can have breakthrough. Like.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, thank you all for sharing. I gotta go. So.
Yeah.
It was good to be here. The little bit I was here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Yep. Thanks. Have fun.
All right. Well, I don't even know how long these are usually go. Does it go for 30 minutes? Is it a 30-minute thing?
I don't know.
I think it's.
It is 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes.
It's 30 minutes.
So we're right at 30 minutes. Nathan,
you have anything?
Here we go, Nathan.
I don't know what, really. Poor area, that's why I turned the camera off.
Yeah.
About 4 miles to the house or so. 1.5.
Cool.
Not been well. Service better now. It was 2 miles back.
Nice. Yeah.
I guess we had Eli's wedding Saturday. Yeah, it's coming right up this Saturday.
That'll be fun. I wish I could be there.
Yeah.
Are you going?
Take it.
You got a ticket? Make a decision?
Yeah.
I would, but I have a skeet shoot this Saturday. I can't come.
Oh, that'd be more fun, actually.
I didn't quite hear you, but yeah.
I just said that would be more fun.
Well, that and the fact that I don't. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I come, but no, that's good. So that's what we put going.
Guess who called me about half an hour ago?
Who did?
Earlier. Carlos did.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
He's here in Ohio. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're gonna be. They're coming to the wedding, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So yeah, they'll sounds like a
good reunion.
Good, yeah. Where's the wedding again? Where are they? They're in Indiana, right?
I,
No, they're in about an hour from here.
Oh, okay.
And,
She's from Ohio. He's from India, or I forget.
he's from Pennsylvania,
Oh, that's where he is right now. Okay.
West Virginia, something like that.
Why was I thinking Indiana? I'm not sure why.
Or Steve, at.
That's where Steven's at. That's probably what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. So that ought to be fun. Hang out. See everybody again.
Yep. The way it's sounding, we're going to be having us some kind of reunion on Saturday, I guess.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You can practice your communication, your form.
Yeah, I reckon I could. Once I get past the 6 inches between my ears, that's usually my biggest problem.
That's what all our problem is. we spend a lot of time reprogramming, time and money and energy. Oh well.